welcome to Movie Mayhem. Here it's a Spirit Works Cinema, where we watch all the movies. I'm going to be trying to do a series of several the director series reviews to kind of get a start at least on every director that I have in my collection. Director series again is the full works of a given director that I've chosen to have in my collection. I go out of my way to find everything they've done and try to watch all, actually do a review of every single one of them. So sometimes you end up getting to see some more, might be labeled as pieces of junk on occasion. Those happen to creep in there. But today, we have the new film, Wild City from Ringo Lam. Now, the last full-length movie Lam did was In Hell with Jean-Claude. But he also did that thing with Soy Hark, the Triangle. But otherwise, he hadn't done a full-length film in a really long time. So I'd read about this sometime last year on one of the news sites that he was going to make another movie. And then I just saw this pop up as available for order, and I got it. So you're gonna wonder, what is this? If you're a fan of Ringo Lam, you probably know stuff like City on Fire, Prison on Fire, maybe Full Contact, that kind of stuff. He's got an interesting filmography. He does a lot of comedies, a lot of romance films too in there, and they're pretty good. He's actually a solid director, and I think a lot of the Hong Kong influence from the era of City on Fire and Full Contact gave him kind of a label as a John Woo ripoff, and it really isn't. Some of the hyper-violence from that era, I could see the comparison in a bit, but Lam was always more, I don't want to say emotional, but more darker, much darker. The violence was much more mean-spirited and not grandiose. So he's got a really good handle on characters and emotional relationships. So Wild City is about a retired cop who, this is a new one, so I'm going to have to kind of tap dance around some of the specifics so I don't spoil it. I don't like to spoil any recent movies. So it's a cop that quit the force, and he's got a younger brother. He encounters a drunk girl outside of a bar and helps her home, and chaos ensues. She had a briefcase that this large triad group wants to get a hold of. So, it's basically a pseudo heist, pseudo cop protecting the innocent drama. But where I think this film really shines is the personal relationships between T-Man, the retired detective, his younger brother, the girl, and as well as how that relates to the triad members. They're your typical scumbag triads, and during the opening narration of the movie, T-Man's discussing how that everything boils down to money, but at the heart of it, money is effectively meaningless. So you're in for a moral tale. It's not hyper-violent at all, if you guys have kept up on what happened since basically 97, that type of violence doesn't exist in Hong Kong movies outside of one or two that got put out as Cat 3 for violence, and that's it. The market isn't there. I know the Chinese movie going public, they're not real big on nostalgia, so that type of thing kind of just faded out, so you're not really going to get that here. It's got a couple very well done shootouts, but they're not violent. Think more like just like a Heat, a well done shootout with minimal violence type of thing. And they're not over the top. I think this is worth checking out. Again, if you're a fan of Hong Kong cinema, I think definitely check it out. I think you'll enjoy it from a drama perspective. I think it's a very good drama. If you go in and you're expecting something more along the lines of Full Contact, you're going to be disappointed. Now, Ringo Lam, I need to do a review on Burning Paradise, which is the Kung Fu movie he did, which I think is really awesome. It's kind of not well known and has hardly any releases, but I always thought it was great. And I think that's the kind of thing he brings, is that I love the relationships he can establish in his characters. I'm not really talking too much about the movie. So, I guess it boils down to a moral character dilemma of these three dealing with this money, what to do with the money, what to do with the girl, and what's the right thing to do. And that's really the crux of the story. I enjoyed it from the twists and turns that their moral decisions took them. And I'm really sounding pretentious, but that's kind of what I got from this movie. And that's why it's kind of hard for me to say anything without kind of ruining it. I enjoyed seeing what was going to happen next with each character. I didn't, this is a talkie drama. It's not an action movie at all. I think it's fun. If you're a fan of Ringo Lam, check it out. Again, Hong Kong cinema stuff, watch it. It's a drama, though. It's not an action movie. Don't go in thinking that. There's a couple action scenes, and that's about it. But I really liked the way he staged the characters' decisions, and how while you could kind of predict certain decisions would happen, not exactly the results of them, and not always exactly which step they would take. And that's what I think is the fun part of the film. So, I don't know, let me know if you've seen it. Again, a lot of these, I don't know many people that watch them anymore. So, curious to hear your opinions on Wild City, latest from Ringo Lam. And we'll see you here next time at Movie Mayhem.